Alright guys, welcome to Doozer shop. It's a cold Sunday and I'm out here in the shop in the high bay where I've got more height in the ceiling than I do machines in the bay. But anyhow, what I'm doing today is, let me kind of recap. Since I put this high bay up, I'm at the point where I got the walls insulated and I got the doors on, and I got the sheeting on the walls on the inside. I didn't use drywall. I put half-inch plywood because I happened to buy a whole bunch before everything went sky-high crazy. So the high bay is 14 foot to the top of the sill plate, and then it's got, you know, the roof goes up, and I got collar ties and everything. So I got my I built the high bay around my gantry. This is the gantry I built in Buffalo, and I used it to bring my machines down in North Carolina. And I built it, well, I should attach some pictures maybe. I built it in the middle of winter. It took me about a week and a half to build it. And I used some pipe, some galvanized pipe, and I think it was straight thread, so I think it's electrical rigid conduit. 4.5 inch and 5 inch, and they slip inside each other. It's funny how things happen. These pipes, my buddy Randy up in Buffalo, they washed up on the shore. He's got a house right on the banks of Lake Erie, and a storm came, and he said he'd be amazed what washes up. But anyways, I got a whole bunch of these pipes, and I got an I-beam, and I built this gantry. And I built it so one man could put it together and take it down. So it took some engineering and figuring out and all what to do. I got two boat trailer winches from Harbor Freight, and they're galvanized. They're surprisingly good quality. And that allows me to run this up the poles and down, you know, to erect it and take it back down. So I'm taking it down today, and I might put it up outside. So, like I said, I got to put a ceiling in the high bay. What I want to do is acoustic grid tile ceiling, 2 foot by 2 foot, because then I can take out a panel if I got to mess around with the roof if it's leaking or something. I can put drop-in LED light fixtures, lamp fixtures. So that's going to be, and I got to keep the heat in, and you know, whatever. And if I cool it, keep the heat out. So let me show you. I'm in the process of, the point of all this is the gantry is like 15 and change feet. It is like 16 feet. Holy crap! The poles are about 16 feet. Just under 16 feet off the ground, because the poles are 15, and then I got another 8-9 inches with the base and whatever. So it's tall. So I built the shop around the gantry. I had the gantry on the pad. I put the walls up, and this thing's never been out of the shop because I can't get it out of the shop while it's put together. So in order to put the ceiling in, I need the gantry out of here. And I'll kind of show you in a sec. I'll pick up the camera. The details are the pipes come out of the base, and I need, the base pipes are about 3 feet. So I need 3 feet, I need to pull the pipes up 3 feet to get them out of the base pipes, the tall pipes. And once I put the ceiling in, well, first it won't fit. It's taller than the ceiling would be because I'm going to put the ceiling right at 14 feet. And this thing's 16 feet, so it won't fit to begin with. And I can't take the pipes out, because to my ridge I got, I don't know, 17, 18, 19, about 20 feet to the ridge. So I'm going to pull the pipes out, take it apart, take this outside, and you might have seen in my older videos, I went to the scrapyard and I got some I-beams and some posts. I'm going to build a gantry crane inside this shop in the high bay. So, and it's going to be right under ceiling height, and it's going to be, you know, XY, you know, gantry cranes bridge crane. I'm building a bridge crane. Taking down the gantry crane, putting up a bridge crane with the beams I got and the posts I got from the scrapyard. So let me take a handheld and show you my design of what I built here. And this is probably 12 years ago I built this. And it's fabulously useful. So here, let me take a handheld. I know, long intro. Gosh almighty. All right, so let me back you up. Come on, focus, focus. Why are we not focusing? Let's focus. All right, well, so those are the posts, and they're just above, let's say 15 and a half, almost 16 feet. And if we go down, you can see the I-beam, and you can see, it's hard to see the base. Let me kind of give you some angularity. So that's what the beam looks like. I just cranked it down. And the base is, you got the angle iron triangulations. And it's built out of, I forget if it's 5-inch or 6, I think it's 5-inch. 5-inch channel boxed into a box beam, tubular beam. And I got 8 wheels total on this. And you see I got some spread on the wheels with that cross piece. That gives it extreme stability as opposed to putting the wheel, swivel caster right under the edge of the frame. Because you have a footprint, the more weight you put on it, the more stable it wants to be. If you just use one caster on the end, the more weight you put on it, the more squirrely it wants to be, and more side forces are put out. So this way, it's more of a footprint, and it becomes more stable with more weight. So I've never seen anybody do this with the caster wheels. You can see it's, like I said, a box situation there. And I just put a piece of channel across and put the swivel casters. I happen to have V-groove casters off another project, so I used them. That's why. I know people are going to ask why. But anyhow, so the deal is this. Here, begin at the beginning. There's your Harbor Freight boat winch pulley. Harbor Freight boat winch, boat trailer winch. I can't speak today. Harbor Freight boat trailer winch. And I got it bolted to the hasps of some 4.5-inch muffler clamps. I went to Napa, and I got some clamps. And they're the perfect size for this 4.5-inch pipe. So that settled on there nicely. I got one bolt in there, and I got 2 at the bottom, I think. So that's just jam up awesome. So you can see it goes to the top. There's the attachment point on the beam. It goes to the top,
And there's a pulley at the top that drops into the pipe. So that's a pulley. All right, and come back down. So you're pulling from the bottom, but you're lifting from the top. So I can kind of straddle this with my feet here. So this is 4.5, and this is 4, right? So this just slips one in the other, and then this is 4.5 again. And you can see, so the beam rides on these 4.5-inch sleeves, which are on the 4-inch post, column, whatever you want to call it. And that's what allows it, and these are the holes to pin it. And I got this on here. It clips on to like a hook, and it's just 1 3/8 bolt in there. So, and the deal is, and I've almost got it down, like I said, that's 4.5, that's 4, that's 4.5. So I got these pieces of C-channel on here, and I got welded on there. What these will do is these will set down over, you see I got about a 1-inch exposure there hanging over. These will sit down over the base post by 1 inch. So then you can, all the column becomes independent, and you can pull it out. You can just lift it right out. So so that's how that works. And got this beam here, and really this top piece of channel is sort of like a welded reinforcement attachment point. So this has got a nice fillet weld there, nice fillet weld there, fillet weld on the other side. And the way this beam is done, there's not a ton of weld on it, but it's strategically done, right? So then this is welded right there, and this of course is welded underneath there, and this is welded to the side and then to the back side, of course. So really everything is putting these in shear, right? So this is a shelf for the beam. This is welded on. I mean, there's a weld on the bottom, under in here. So you might think it's not a whole lot of weld, but I mean, it kind of is, right? It's a decent, you know, the web is, this puts this in shear, but whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to get technical with the whole thing. But the point is that these two pieces of channel sister down on this, and then this can swivel. I think I got a pinhole, yeah, 2 pinholes at the bottom, or if you don't put the pins in, these legs can swivel, which is nice. It doesn't have to stay parallel. But anyways, I got a couple 2-ton trolleys on there. I found 2 identical Duff Norton Lynx trolleys. They don't have to be identical, but I thought these were jet trolleys, but they're a little different than jet. I had one, I was able to find an identical one on eBay, and I have 2 identical 2-ton coughing Cyclone chain falls, aluminum body. Dude, they're heavy as can be, regardless. So, you know, 15 foot of chain, actually a little bit, maybe 16 foot of chain on this. And I got one, where's the other one? Stuck over in the corner there. I've had 5,000 pounds on this thing. I think that's an 8-inch beam, 10-inch beam, I forget. You know, and stayed under a 1/4-inch deflection for sure. And like I said, the way this is made is really stout. But anyhow, today's the day. I got a few more cranks. I was doing 2 cranks there, 2 cranks on the far, 2 cranks on the near, 2 cranks on the far, and a couple more cranks, and I'll just, you know, it'll pocket on the bottom on both sides, and I can jump up there with the ladder. I got this ladder is a 12-foot ladder. I don't know. whatever. But I'm going to go up there and I'll align it where the ridge beam is, and I'm going to just cinch these around with a strap and just pick them up and hopefully not drop anything and just lower them down easy. And then I can, if I take the beam trolleys off, I can pick that beam up. At least I could 10, 12 years ago. Maybe I'll get some help. And then I can roll this thing and re-erect it outside or whatever I want to do. If I erect it outside, I'll put like a tin roof cover over the hoists or whatever on the edges to keep that from getting nasty or whatever. So anyhow, I just wanted to give you a quick overview of what's going on and a little bit of my gantry here. Like I said, I built it 12 years ago in Buffalo in the snow. I had a heated shop, but I loaded the machines in the snow. I moved in the wintertime. This was like really freaking great. So anyhow, I'm kind of proud of it. It's, you know, made it all to do a job. And moving the machines, right? So all these machines, well, half the machines, because I bought more, got moved using this gantry hoist that I built. You know, there's something to be said about not being needy, but being in a situation where you have a need, like to move. That was my objective, is to move, and I had machines, I had to load it. And I could have solved the moving with money and just hired riggers and hired a truck and I bet you it would have been like $20,000 to load my machines and move it. Well, 660 miles, and I don't know, maybe it wouldn't be that much, but you know, riggers and a tractor trailer and I had Bridgeports and lathes and grinders, and I mean, you know what I got. I got twice as much now. But there's something to be said about having a need to give you motivation and to give you purpose, right? Every day, you know, I was not working. I'd get up, I'd go and get a coffee for breakfast, and I'd be hard on welding, cutting, fabricating, figuring out, designing this thing in my head as I go. Talk to some people on the phone, my friends, you know, about design and tips and what do you think I should do, you know. But I had a purpose, right? I had a need that drove a purpose, and it drove me to create something, right? And now that it's done, I can be proud of it because it worked great. And I think, you know, in society today, we're at a place where, you know, they say each next generation is better off than the previous generation because of hard work of the parents and this and this and that. But so many people today are so fortunate financially and otherwise that they've never had need. You know, my parents never bought me a bicycle. I got a bicycle and found it in the trash, the scrapyard, and I fixed it, and you know, that was the need. It wasn't given to me. And fortunate, you know, if it is great, but that's just not how it happened for me. And I don't know how many inner tube patches I had in my tire inner tube, because Dad had a patch kit and I didn't have money to buy new rubber tubes, so he showed me how to do it once, and I did it like 7 more times. I don't know why I kept getting so many holes in my bicycle tires. But, and that does something to you. It breeds into your mind, you know, the cause and effect relationship, the solving a problem. You could throw money at it, but if you don't have the money to throw at it, then there's that need again. So I've always been just, you know, if something comes across where I want something or I need something, I'll figure it out. And how do I get it done? How do I fix it? How do I attain it? How do I move forward with it? In my thought, I mean,
I have money. I'm an engineer. I make decent money, but I still can't see throwing good money at something that I can solve a need myself, right? I can solve something with my brain and my talent. And when you do that, you get a reward. You're so proud of what you did. I'm proud of this gantry. And I'm proud of the skills that I have that allowed me to create, design, cut, fabricate, weld, measure, all those skills. So they say there's a lack of people in the job for the job market today, a lack of skilled people that can even show up on time. I don't know, but all I'm saying is, if you have a need and you can't solve it with money, and you're driven to solve it yourself and figure it out for yourself, it not only breeds pride in what you did and accomplishment, you get smarter, right? I am smarter. I learn things when I build things, and I figure things out and fabricate things, and if it works or doesn't work or whatever, I learn. Like I could build this again in half the time. I mean, you guys know how that works. So I think what's going to happen is society is going to fall on hard times, right? What's that saying? I forget who said it first. Tough times make hard men, and hard men make easy times, and then easy times make soft men. Well, I think we're in that easy times and soft men again. But I think before too long, and you see the economy's going and all this labor and everything made in different countries, we're going to be back to hard times. And people are going to have to, instead of buy their way out of things or mortgage or borrow their way out of things, which is what's going on, to get some skills and take things into their own hands and understand that personal responsibility will get you out of a jam, because you got to learn a skill, do something, figure it out, move forward, because you're not going to have the money to throw at it. You're not going to be able to continuously borrow from the bank, and I don't know what people do, declare bankruptcy. I don't know how any of that works, but I know it's not good. So if anybody that watches my channel, I hope I inspire you with what I do in my shop and things I show you. I'm solving problems, or I'm acquiring machines and enhancing my ability to solve more problems. I can make anything in my shop. I mean, darn near, but I'm not going to make a mechanical wristwatch or microscopic, I'm not going to, but I can make a lot of things, right? So if this is, apocalypse, drop the bomb on something, right? And our country is in crazy shambles, and I got stuff that I can skills, make, fix, barter, perform a service, make things. I like to be able to be in command of technology, of at least the metalworking side of things, right? I'm a good computer guy. I'm not a supercomputer guy. Chemistry, I know basic chemistry. I'm not a super chemist. Everybody's got their own niche, but I think I've got some good life skills to survive. And with the shop, I've got skills to fix things, cars, trucks, construction equipment, household things, whatever. So that's what drives me forward, is all that. And it's good to have yourself in a position where you are a formidable individual. You can take on a task, figure it out, complete it, and not just like, oh my God, my tire's flat. Oh, what am I going to do? It's like, no, that is the smallest problem. My tire's flat. But you got to start somewhere. If you can't change a tire, figure it out. One day, jack it up, take it off, check it out, watch a video. YouTube's great. That's why I'm here, trying to contribute. Take steps to make yourself a more formidable individual that can take on more tasks, more adversity, with what you're capable of. And that's the key
to many things in life. You want to get a job, you want to get a husband or wife, a mate. You need to have some skills to bring to the table, right? You need to be able to have the mental fortitude to solve problems, deal with threats. You need to be a robust individual to get through life, right? Because someone's going to want to look up to you, right? Whether it's your spouse or your kids or people at work or people, your friends, you got to distinguish yourself and differentiate yourself from the crowd, from the rest. And years ago, people had a lot of skilled jobs, and they had fortitude. They could solve problems, anything that comes at them in the world, because they did so much diverse stuff. Now, the jobs in this country are less skill intensive and less diverse and more kind of service sector-y kind of things, which are not as diverse. They're more specific, what the jobs are. So anyhow, I went long enough. I wanted to show you my beam, and I got rambling about being able to do stuff and figure stuff out and make stuff, and personal pride and being a formidable individual. People got to see this all in one picture, right? They got to see the one thing builds on the next, builds on the next, builds on the next, and creates a more stronger character in the individual. Anyhow, talked enough about that. Have a great day. Hope you enjoyed my little beam project. This is Doozer Shop.